Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. It's been a day for you, but it's just been a few minutes for me and Dana as we hopped across from one memory card to another as Karthi switched over. Let's have a look at the news. This absolute craziness which is what's going on.
Another case in the news I need to add, sir. So many of them are asking to me to ask the question. Like Friday, the market has been down. So the market down reason is like we are going to conduct a war with Pakistan. Is there any reason or anything we can correlate with the market?
First of all, it's really sad what happened in Kashmir. Okay, my heart breaks. As far as war with Pakistan, it is a war both countries cannot afford. Right? If it comes to that, so be it. India doesn't want a war. Right? I don't think Pakistan wants a war either. Both countries can't afford a war for economic reasons. Right? But if it's forced upon us, we will have no choice but to act. Are we there? I do not know. But markets did not react on Friday just on that news. Markets reacted on Friday for lots of news. Like the day when Natco went up, there was a company called Graviton. What they did is they saw an opportunity. They did something known as momentum trading. They bought at 920 and they sold it for 2 rupees more, 922. Okay? But they bought 17 lakh shares and sold 17 lakh shares. They made 35 lakhs.
Profit.
Correct. Of course, they'll pay tax on. If our friend Mr. Arun was there, he would have been like, "Sir, this is what I was telling you. This is what we need." It's called momentum trading, right? They see a stock getting momentum behind it. So you quickly buy at a lower price and then you dump it quickly at a slightly higher price.
Okay.
Right?
So you are giving an idea?
Not at all. Even those people, that's what the risk is, right? If you knew what was going to happen, if you bought it at 920, you would have sold it at 970. Okay. Even the guy who is investing it at 920 doesn't want to hold on to it too long. The minute he saw a small margin, he dumped it.
I understand this.
Because you never know in musical chair when the music will go off and you'll be holding the parcel in your hand.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. Market, all this analysis, is war going to come? Is this going to... We do not know. It could just be purely that a lot of people did profit booking. At the time of recording, we don't have the data. When these people are watching, we'll have the data out. How much DI is bought or FI is bought. And even that, we won't know till we really dive into it. Like even this trade which I was talking about, the Natco volume was very high on that day. Right? But 21% of that volume was this one single trade. Because he bought 1.7 million shares and he sold 1.7 million shares. So 1.7 times 1.7 is almost 3.4. Right? That many million shares, that's 21% of 14 million. Out of 14 million, 3.5 million is this guy itself. So if you look at it, the numbers really don't mean anything because we were given 8,000 crores worth of FIA is bought. So that's what I mean. When you dive into it, then you really see where the threads are. But how is it relevant for you and me, small investors, doing Tiffin Coffee for 10, 15 years? Is it relevant? No. It's a waste of time. Like I just wasted 5 minutes of their time. Anyway, what's your question?
So the question comes into the point. I saw one reel, sir, regarding Tata Motors. Many of them are sent to me. So that reel was showcased that if you are investing in a Tata Motors in 2015, right now you have been a return of 0%. So why and how? So for that, I am going to analyze the market data. So after watching the reels, I am taking the market data and then it was a true or not. I need to clarify. So I am taking the data. So it's true. So based on this data, if you are looking, the Tata Motors still giving returns of 0% at the point of the market data that I am mentioning. In 2015, Jan 23, the Tata Motors share will be trading around 582. And then in the data of April 2025, that we are not going to disclose the price because 3 months of data we don't need to enclose in the video. So that will be around the same price. So the return will be 0%.
Right. 2015, this was the price.
Yes, sir.
Right? This was the price on Jan.
So it is another comparison. So I am comparing like.
Wait, how is it zero? I don't understand. There's 200 rupees difference between these two.
Yes,
There's 100 rupees difference between
at
these
the
two.
March, the trading of Tata Motors amount will be 600 around. So 582 at the time of 2015. Now the price will be 600.
Yeah, so you're up. No, you're not zero.
So probably it will be 1%, right?
You just claimed it was zero, dude. Zero is zero.
Okay.
Okay.
So 1% is 1%.
Yeah. And the data which I am holding in my hand for 10 years, from June 1st, 2015 to now, we're up. Tata Motors is up. How much? 27%.
7%.
Okay. So I can say, if I was here, I'm down 83%. Right? If I sit like this, I'm at 3%. So I can take any chunk of time looking back and see. So what's the point of what you're saying? I don't understand.
Sir, the point is, in the 2015, if you are investing, like your point also, we can take in the video.
Yeah.
28%.
I did a video on ITC later. I'll tell you about that after you finish.
Okay, sir. So the 28% of the return. So if you are taking for the Tata Motors, so probably if you are taking the CAGR, it will be around 3 to 4%, I think. So for the 10 years. So why we are investing in the Tata Motors? So that was the question has been appearing. We are speaking for the decade of investing. So if you are taking the decade of investing also, it will be around 3% of the CAGR and 28% of the overall return. So what's in the point? So
what is in the point? Tell me, dude. So you've seen the reel and you agree with it. That's why you brought it to me. So what is it that you think that is right in this argument? Then I'll tell you where you're wrong.
Probably many of the stocks are on the list in the auto sectors. So why we, at the time also, the Tata Motors in the valuation, at the time also I'm checking the PE. At the sector PE, it will be trading below the valuation. So if you are investing like that, based on the undervalued and based on the metrics and the returns, probably it will be nothing more much than the other pairs of the shares. So that's the point.
See, any company, even ITC, if you take, let's say ITC, right? And you take a period of time, right? If you bought it, let's say in 2021, and you're holding on to it from 2021 to 2022, this is 5 years, let's stretch it out, right? So at July 2017, it was 316 rupees, right? 2017. In April 2023, it is at the same price. You're at zero. So you can argue, for 6 years. So any stock you can take and you can look at it in a gamut and say, it's this. So it is around no use. We are looking at 10 years plus. So when you look at 10 years plus, it does return. And you're looking at the bonus and, in the case of Tata Motors, the company is going to split into two now.
That also I mentioned. So if you are coming for the 10 years, I'm also have the data, sir. 2011, the split was happened. Last split has been happened. If you are owning one share, we have the 5 shares of splitting. So at the time it was been happened. After that, the company paying out the dividend, but they are not giving any bonuses. So they are paying out the dividends. That also it's within my list, sir. And January 15, 2010, the price was around 150. And then in the January 2020, so the price was around 107. So the capital loss will be 50 rupees.
Yeah,
sure. Sir. And then the dividend, if you are taking in 2010 also they are paying dividend, 11 also paying dividend, 12, 13, 14, 16. So they are paying the dividend. From the 16 to 20, they are not paying any dividend. At the time of 2011, the stock has been splitted. So each of the one share, we are getting 5 shares.
Yeah, but you're getting it wrong then. See, you're not just buying one share there and buying one share now. So if you look at it 2015, right? You see the price, the way it's gone. If you keep on buying it through this whole period of time, if you keep buying it, your average cost of Tata Motors will not be, your investment cost will not be 665.
So if you are investing,
that's the exact same video I did in ITC. ITC, if you look at it 300, it's 300. But ITC during the period of 15 years, it went all the way down and went all the way up. So my average cost after 15 years in ITC, right, was 200 rupees. While today it's trading at 400 rupees. Same way, if you had been buying Tata Motors, so from 2010, from 200 rupees, right, you ride it all the way up, and you're averaging, you've been buying it at times when it was 76 rupees.
Okay.
So if you look at the overall average of your investment, of course, it went up to 1,000 rupees, you're right. Your average, you'll still be beating. You'll still be positive. So if you don't believe it, go to NSE's website. Take Tata Motors price for 20 years. Right? It'll come down as an Excel sheet. You love doing Excel. And you love using ChatGPT. So plug it in, saying if I bought one stock of Tata Motors every day, right? Go do this experiment for next weekend. It'll take you that long to do it. Right? So next weekend you come back so I can plaster you. So yeah. From 2010, sir, right? To now, every day market was open, I bought one Tata Motors share. You come back and tell me how many shares you will have, what will be your average. Take into consideration bonus, everything.
That will be up, but I'm asking about at the time of only the day of investing. So, right
that doesn't make sense. You're not going to buy one stock and not buy for 10 years and buy one more stock. Then you're not investing.
Okay.
Why are you wasting your time?
So, if you are coming like that, so it will be.
How have you created wealth? If I buy one gold coin, like so my brother said in that video, the Tamil video, my dad bought 10 grams of gold, he bought for 200 rupees. Now 10 grams of gold is almost 1 lakh.
Almost lakh, sir.
Yeah.
1 lakh.
Yeah. So what? You're not 1 lakh is enough for you today?
No, sir.
So that logic applies here also, no? It only makes sense if I was buying gold consistently all the time.
So I can come with the conclusion of one-time lump sum investment can act like this.
No, that's why you should not do one-time lump sum investment. Why do you think I beat your head all the time when you say, and everybody who watches saying, I have 5 lakh bonus account. Should I put it in the stock market? I'm like, no. I have 5 lakh bonus. Should I keep the bonus and put it in small Tiffin coffee for the entire year? No. If you have a lump sum, buy a bond, take the interest and invest the interest in equity. That way that lump sum capital is safe.
Okay.
You don't lose it. There are of course people who are even more crazy than you and me who will say, I put it in bond, I'm only getting it back. That means I have not gained any capital.
Okay.
For those guys, I feel like giving them a smack on their head. I'm like, what about all the interest? Baba.
That you have been earning.
Yeah, you got interest, no? That interest was free.
No.
Yeah, so human greed is unbelievable. Not only will I put in a bond, you must pay me interest, and also you should appreciate in capital. Okay. Right? There are companies which offer, right? Instruments where at the time of maturing of the bond, you have the option of taking it as shares.
Okay.
Right?
We can convert that bonds into the shares.
Yeah. Instead of taking the thing back at a fixed price, let's say ITC bond you bought, 10 lakh, right? And they're paying an interest. So then when it matures after 10 years, you can agree saying when 10 years later when it matures, I can convert the 10 lakh into ITC shares where each share will be priced at 200 rupees.
So it's valuable.
So there are options like that. But in India, those are not there.
Okay.
Why will a company offer that?
Okay. So if I am taking the data, it will be affect those who are investing in lump sum investment or one-time investment. Those who are it will be add for them.
Yes. So if you are done lump sum 15 years ago, 10 years ago in Tata Motors, one lump sum you dropped there, you will be sitting with lollipop on. So this is true with anything. Of course, if you take some unknown company, let's say, for example, one of your favorites.
My favorite.
Yeah, Dana loves this brand.
No.
Okay. So this you bought 10 years ago. You bought this for half a rupee.
Okay.
Okay. Even after it went here and peaked, it went. Well, it'll still say, sir, half a rupee is still multiplied. Yeah, but this is a small cap company. So you don't know what fraud is happening in it. It'll become zero. Like here. Imagine you bought this. Okay, 2007. You've been buying because somebody named.
Okay.
It's the reverse of what I showed you.
Mm.
This was a mega cap, like a massive cap, which became into a nothing cap.
Okay.
So even big companies can disappear. And it's a great brand. And Anand's favorite one is this. This is considered like one of India's best brands. Okay, BPL. They used to make TV and everything. There's a guy who Anand knew who had 1,000 shares in BPL, 1,000 shares in Infosys. He had to sell one of them for some reason. He sold off the Infosys and he held on to the BPL because BPL TV was in everybody's house.
Okay.
Infosys was an unknown company at that time. So now BPL has become BPL Sanyo gone. But Infosys, so what will you tell that guy?
Same like this. Catch it. So
it's like you trying to hit a 6, then you see in the outfield that fielder running as a batsman, like oh no. Then Kataki catches you and you're like dragging your bat and you're walking. Here you thought on 99 you're only hitting the century with a 6. This.
I will search for the footprint of the bowler. So it will be a no ball. God grace.
You will be crying to God only.
Okay, sir. So I understand, sir. So the Tiffin coffee is an important thing.
See,
daily investing.
I told this in the beach. Some guy who came and said, my grandfather gives me something, I have a lump sum. I said, dude, realize something. Your grandfather did Tiffin Coffee to buy that land. Anything worthwhile built in this world, which has stayed, is only done in Tiffin Coffee. Even the Great Pyramids was built in Tiffin Coffee. Anything that is there today is because of Tiffin Coffee. You just have to see, roll the time back enough to see it. So there's no question of lottery. Anything that comes as a lottery disappears.
So it's like building a Burj Khalifa in one day. Or pyramid in one day, like that. Okay, sir, I understand. So I'm taking like that because I can, in 2015, I can build a Burj Khalifa in one day. I'm looking like that. So
you can never do anything like that. That's just fantasy.
Okay.
So right? And you yourself will think it's worthless. Because the reason is, if I give you 1,000 crores now for doing nothing, the 1,000 crores is meaningless.
Okay.
Because anybody can get 1,000 crores there.
Okay.
Right? If you only built it and you know the amount of effort and energy and the time it takes, you realize the value behind it.
Okay.
This is a great thing that happens, which came out a few years ago. Something called The Secret. It's called the power of manifestation. Right? So all they say is you just have to think. Close your eyes and think. And the universe will give it to you. Right? But what everybody fundamentally fails is, everybody can do it then. So everybody has a secret. Right? Okay. So if everybody is sitting and saying, I must have someone as my wife or a husband, that person can only marry one person. So then what secret doesn't work? So, right, we must realize the context of all this. It is all meant for motivation. It's all, we discussed some stock in the past and today, wealth creation, track record, why we saw people who do lose weight in 6 months, 1 year, transformation videos. It is only for motivation. Other than that, it does nothing else. Because at the end of the day, you have to do your Tiffin Coffee now. If that's what I'm trying to do on Instagram. Did you invest today? Did you do it today? Come on, let's go. Come on. Put your money, log off, forget about it, move on. Yes, Trump did the goo gaga. Some choo choo cha cha is happening. So what? And that's why I don't talk about any other news in the Instagram group. Because I don't want to dilute the attention. I don't want it to become a gossip column where we talk about the latest movie or some political crap, or this person said that to this person. Who cares? You want to do that, go find some other place. This place, we only have to talk about motivation to invest. That's it.
And you created a discipline to invest. So, and then you are focusing on the people to get a discipline.
See, it works both ways. I'm not disciplined. But by me putting myself out, I had to force myself to become disciplined.
Okay.
You understand? I cannot afford to be lazy because there are 20 people who are saying, okay, we don't want to be disciplined. So, I'm also forcing myself to be disciplined. So, I'm gaining as much as you are gaining.
Okay. If you are not done tomorrow, they will be questioning of you.
Correct. They'll say, what happened? Why didn't you, what happened? Why didn't you message us? What happened? You didn't invest.
So you are forcing yourself. So
Yeah.
by the way, we need to self-close or
Yeah.
self-motivated by yourself.
Correct. You are, end of the day, it's only for yourself. You're not doing it for anybody else.
Oh.
If you make 10 crores or you make 10 crores, it means nothing to me. I'm happy for you, but it's for you. I have to build mine. Same way, everyone has to build their body and build their mind. Of course, one most important thing which everyone keeps forgetting is, as you're doing this Tiffin Coffee investing and making this wealth, also take care of your physical health. You want to be physically healthy when you have that 10 crores. You don't want to be sitting on a wheelchair with one oxygen tank, looking like this. And all your chelas are all enjoying, saying, Tata, nanna irukku Tata. You'll be like, hey, what all I went through. That's why you hear your grandfather saying that. You don't know, man, what all we did to get this for you.
Correct, sir.
Yeah. So, thanks for watching the video. Anything else you want to say?
If you are seeing like that reels, just just scroll it up and just make a fun out of that. So discipline of investing, it will be a good thing to do.
Chalo. So do that. What then asked. Nothing else, right?
Nothing else.
Okay. Thanks for watching the videos, watching the podcast. See you guys next weekend with something informative and interesting as we get into the month of May. It is Agni Nakshatram, no? May?
Agni Nakshatram.
Yeah, when is Agni Nakshatram starting, Karthi? So Karthi Valluvar has also declared that the heat wave will be upon us by next week. By next weekend, we're getting roasted. Yeah, so we'll enjoy that then. Yeah. Thanks for watching the podcast. Bye.